Hi, I'm Anna. If you're new and you haven't met me, I've spent the last 13 years attending the Mount Gambier Presbyterian Church, and the last 9 months I've been in Europe, the Netherlands, at a Bible college. Alright, so going to uni next year, I'm going to be leaving that circle of Christian family and Christian friends, so I really wanted to make sure I was solid in my faith, that I knew what the Bible said and how I needed to live that out. And I thought I'd take the opportunity to go to the Netherlands as well, because I have lots of family over there, and so I could visit them as well. So in my class there were 4 other students of around my age, and we spent 4 days a week at the Bible college, and so we'd stay there overnight. And the aim of the course was discipleship, and so it was how do you be a disciple, which meant we had a mix of theory and practical work. And the theory lessons included things like how to read the Bible, different doctrines, Old and New Testament, so it was very broad. Aside from us, there was a class of 26 students who did a year-long course, and then probably another 30 people who just lived at the college. The most challenging thing for me would be the language. So at home we do speak Dutch, but I'd never really read it properly before or written anything. And I remember the first reflection took me 6 hours to write. That's 1 A4 page. But I'm glad I persisted with that, because now I can really see that my language skills have improved. It took me about an hour at the end to write one of those. So I'd say there were 2 key lessons which I learnt, that really the whole thing seemed to focus on at that time for me. The first one was to let God's love flow. So I don't know if you noticed, but some Christian people just have this like godly vibe, and I really wanted to get that myself, I suppose. And for me it was to start seeing people through God's eyes and loving them with God's love. And the second point would be how to deal with sin. So being at a Bible college, I was really focusing on sinning less. And I learned that instead of focusing on your sin, you want to focus on Christ, and the closer that you get to Christ, the further that you get drawn away from your sin. So aside from the theory work, we did a lot of ministry experience as well, and part of that was pastoral visits. So I was assigned to an old man in the city who was very lonely. So once every 1 or 2 weeks we'd go past and just have a chat with him, talk about the soccer and all the other things that he liked. And that was really good to see how much of a difference you can make even if you just go past on those few occasions. Something else we did is we went to another city and worked with some young refugees, so boys between the ages of 16 and 18. And they'd come from various places, and so we cooked with them, and we helped to clean the house and played games. And I've still got some friends from there now, so that was really good in building relationships. And we've also been to Amsterdam, and there we looked at the discipleship organisation surrounding the red light district. And so that was really looking at what a difference we can make in such an interesting place as that, and how people can use whatever talents they have to make a difference. So I always knew as a Christian you need to do things like read your Bible and pray and go to church. But I think my experience at the Bible college really helped me to learn how to do that. So it's all well and good to read a part of your Bible, but I think I now know better how to actually get a message out of it, or see what Jesus is trying to say. And I've noticed now, just in my walk with God, that I'm now much closer. I've really grown as a Christian, and whereas before I barely read my Bible, and now I do it on a regular basis, and I'm constantly trying to focus my life on God. So next year I'll be going to Adelaide to study medicine, so that'll keep me busy for a while. But I think taking what I've learnt from the course into that year, I'd really like to make my focus, rather than just becoming a doctor, how I can serve as a disciple in that role. And while I'm there, I really want to stay active as well with the church and the growth group. And I know there's a lot of Christian unions as well, student unions, which I think would be really great to be a part of. I think all the knowledge I've built up as well will come in handy later in my career with different things like the ethical issues which doctors face, and otherwise scientific concepts which we might not agree with as Christians but are otherwise generally accepted. So if you'd like to pray for me, a couple prayer points which I'd appreciate. I think just generally encouraging in my faith, and next year as I go into, I guess, different waters, that I'll really be able to hold on to that, and that I'll be able to find a nice church, a nice group of Christian people, and that can support me when I'm there. And I think also for other young people who might be in similar situations and have an opportunity like this, and that they will be able to take that opportunity and find blessing through that.